Mr. President, we can thus see that the ICC is a political tool in the hands of the West. It does not promote reconciliation. On the contrary, it is actively hindering the peace process by trying to influence the parties in the interests of its Western masters.
That he's on the right side of history, that is a custodian of the United Nations Charter, should feel they have a privileged position to play fast and loose with the United Nations Charter or with the international work of the International Criminal Court. And I welcome support from any quarter, including the support that was expressed by the distinguished representative of the Russian Federation. I hope we have more of that, no interference in the work of the ICC.
Mr. Khan, I'm talking about Gaza. I'm talking about the genocide and the grave violations, the crimes, the war crimes that have been perpetrated for 7 months in Gaza before your eyes. The world expects you, Mr. Khan, to prove the point of this ICC, expects you to be courageous and to issue arrest warrants against the officials of the Israeli regime who have repeated again and again that they want to commit genocidal actions against Palestinians. What are you waiting for, Mr. Khan? The world is wondering. Do you need more evidence? Do you need more clues? Don't you see the threats against civilians, the potential threats against civilians in Rafah and the massacre that could happen at any time? This is the actual test of the ICC. Is the ICC politicized, or is it independent and neutral?
Let us recall that the ICC has been conducting a preliminary examination of the situation in Palestine since 2015 and has been conducting a formal investigation since 2021, yet it has accomplished nothing over these 9 years. In this regard, one wonders if the effectiveness of the ICC on this track is affected by the fact that a new bipartisan bill has been submitted to the U.S. Congress to sanction ICC officials involved in investigating not only the U.S., but also its allies. It should be recalled that just recently, congressmen praised the ICC's investigation of the situation in Ukraine and even hastily amended the legislation that prohibited cooperation with the ICC in order to be able to directly pay for the made-to-order trial against Russia. Now it seems that the legislation will have to be amended once again. Mr. President, we can thus see that the ICC is a political tool in the hands of the West. It does not promote reconciliation. On the contrary, it is actively hindering the peace process by trying to influence the parties in the interests of its Western masters. We hope that the ICC will also take a serious approach to the situation in Gaza and the Palestinian territories. This is necessary in order for the ICC to demonstrate that it is not a tool used by some members of the international community to threaten whoever they want, whenever they want.
In terms of the distinguished representative of the Russian Federation, I was very pleased and grateful for his kind concern over the pressure that is being placed on me or the office or the court. And I want to reassure him that in terms of threats against me personally, against the office, to stand down, to cease and desist, we will not be swayed, whether it's by warrants for my arrest or the arrest of elected officials of the court by the Russian Federation, or whether it's by other elected officials in any other jurisdiction. We have a duty to stand up for justice, to stand up for victims, and I'm fully cognizant that there are Goliaths in this room. There are Goliaths with power, with influence, and we are an international organization that are international servants, and we have something called the law. All I can do is say that we will stand up to the best of our ability. We will stand up and apply the law with integrity, with independence. We are judged either by judges if there are warrants,